Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my divine feminines. I'm back with another reading for the divine masculine of all zodiac signs related to this twin flame connection, the one that I'm tapping into. You guys know about it. So, divine feminine, if you people are in this stage of the twin flame connection, this reading is for you. And if not, please check the other readings. But people I am in touch with, I'm tapping into the energy of the divine masculine at this point in time from November 1st to the 15th, people. The divine masculine is in the air sign. This is a very mental energy of the giraffe. And the giraffe is all about perception. Okay, so whatever has happened in this twin flame connection for all this entire period in time, and for some people it could be maybe 5 years, for some it could be 10 years, for some it could be more than that. It doesn't matter. But this perception is becoming very, very vivid in the divine masculine's mind, body, soul, spirit, when he is bringing things closer to this reality of this perception, guys, of the giraffe. Okay? Now, with this perception, it is all about the divine masculine's greatest point of understanding is in our ability to see things from all angles, people. And this reading, by the way, will be a little bit different from the usual readings that I do. Okay? That's because I wanted to check the entire story in here for the divine masculine so that my divine feminines will get a clear idea of what's happening in his zone. So this is his ability to see things from all angles, people, because the giraffe has got a very long and elongated neck that provides it with the highest perspective and can see things from all angles, and also urging us to change our own perspective if we feel stuck. And this is exactly what the divine masculine is doing in this period, is changing his perception because he was feeling stuck in a place to see how he can move into the perception and into the reality of his own perception, guys. Okay? Now, this giraffe in here, it teaches us to make the most out of every situation, to find gratitude for the lessons and the gifts that the divine masculine has learned from his life. And we have, we kind of think that the giraffes cannot communicate, but they can. They can. They have vocal cords. They actually communicate by using low frequencies to cover long distances. And gentle forms of communication that can actually reach out to you, to divine feminine. It doesn't have to be a very harsh or very loud communication. It will be gentle frequencies that will come to you from the divine masculine's own perception of his own reality, people. It is also to have a clear view of the danger, and also to get creative with the way in which they choose to express themselves. So it will be a very likely coincidence with the perception of the giraffe that the divine masculine will be able to communicate with you, divine feminines, in a very creative way, in the way they choose to make it happen. Okay? Now, every giraffe has a unique spot pattern Like, this is like an individual fingerprint that we all have as human beings. They have this, individual spot pattern. And this reminds us of the presence of this to celebrate our own imperfections and unique abilities, to see that we each have our own unique place in the world, regardless if we look very similar from a distance. Okay, so which clearly shows that the divine masculine is coming to terms with these kind of perceptions in his own higher self, to see things from a very different point of view and from a different point of his own understanding. Okay, and this is because in his Akashic karmic record, guys, he is choosing to have a commitment with his own perception in this twin flame connection, guys. Now, when I talk about commitment or the One of Roses, people, it is definitely a card that indicates the signing of papers, and this commitment is the beginning of a new investment in his life. Okay, so this commitment, that is his perception now. He has been able to see this commitment from a different angle, and that's what he's attracting back. And now he wants to go with this commitment towards this twin flame connection, towards you, divine feminine. Because now he understands that with this twin flame connection, there is only good result awaiting for him. But this is also a commitment with his own self, divine feminine. It's a conscious reminder of the commitment that he has with himself towards this twin flame connection. Because the thing is, if he wants happiness, he will have to commit to happiness. If he wants love for himself, he will have to commit to the love in this twin flame connection. So his self-honoring choices will set the groundwork for all partnerships that is going to thrive in his life with this card of commitment, people. Okay? And what is pushing him astrologically, people, is the Black Moon Lilith, the mystery, or in other words, in the tarot deck, it's the Queen of Swords. Okay? Now we all know that the Queen of Swords is all about logic and rational. And his perception towards this commitment for himself is not emotional, it's logical and rational commitment. Over all the anger he might have had, over the bitterness he might have had, over all kinds of revenge, that now he's getting over, cutting it away like the Queen of Swords. That is Lilith, who is the ancient goddess of mystery and transformation, people. Lilith is a bit demon, not a demon, but it has that kind of a quality in her. But she's extremely spiritual. That's because she had changed her own status in her own self, okay? So she is the feminine force of command and strength. And she represents the power that you, divine feminine, have within you. And that is what he's moving towards with his perception, towards this commitment with the Queen of Swords energy, because he finds you to be exactly like Lilith. Okay, now she is the shadow side, the dark face of the moon, where mysteries are unexplained and occurrences are lying in wait. Okay? So, She can manifest madness, or she can even manifest self-realization. She's all about subdued power and complicated magnetism. She remains awake when the whole world sleeps. Okay? And she is the dark thoughts that enter our consciousness just before we fall asleep. She is the female version of rebellion. Okay? So therefore, the divine masculine has a feeling that he is waiting for that something to happen in this twin flame connection, but doesn't have the entire information right now because there are a lot of facts that are hidden at this moment. But something is constantly stalking him. Constantly he's feeling it. You feel it too, divine feminine. Because you know, you are very sharp and you know that you sense, you can process what is there in this connection right now. Because through this, Lilith, we discover our own creativity, our own beauty that can exist in the dark as long as we keep our own demons in check and under the rule. Okay, so she is the Queen of Sword, people. She's all about mystery. She's all about revolt, revenge, darkness, erotic obsessions, and the witch's want of power. So that is the force, astrological force, that is moving this twin flame connection in a totally different direction, people, where the divine masculine is able to perceive and see the reality of this mysterious force from the universe. You know, he knows that this is leading him towards the commitment, and that is what he's bringing forward because he is waiting for the angel of strength to grant him that power, to take this commitment, to take that force, to take his perception and move into the twin flame connection. Because he, it's more like the energy is more that he's getting that mysterious force that is hidden within you, divine feminine, that he can now sense, you can sense, he can sense that both of you guys are moving towards this commitment, and it's just that he is waiting for that angel of strength to give him the permission, the divine timing. His strength returns and he takes on to this journey like there is no tomorrow. Okay, so this mysterious force is pushing this entire thing. It's only the strength that is required for this commitment to really cultivate and bring this entire twin flame connection into the place that you people are waiting for, divine feminine. So the entire perception of this man is changing because of this mystery from the universe. And the Queen of Swords is helping him to understand it rationally and logically, that it is something that is constantly happening, occurring, promoting, being promoted, stalking him. He's not being able to, kind of leave anything behind other than walk into this commitment as soon as his strength is back into action, people. Now over here, okay, I've not asked for any specific questions, but I just wanted to check what's going on with this complete story in here. So the first card out is the darkest fear in the reverse, which is telling me that the moon in the reverse, okay, which is all about his fear about this commitment, his fear about his own perception, his fear about his own strength, his fear about this twin flame connection is all coming to an end. It's closing off, guys. He is closing it off. And the reason is because he's looking at the world right now without being obsessive and being fearful of this change in his life anymore, guys, okay? And because of that, he now wants to go forward, Page of Wands. He wants to take on to this new mission. He wants this new commitment. He wants this new beginning. He is moving towards it. He wants to explore his perception, his ideas. He wants to take on the challenge, exuberance, childlike exuberance, exciting for him. He's looking at this approach to the new world without any fear psychosis at this point in time. That's because who is helping him is the King of Swords. So he has got the Queen of Swords, he's got the King of Swords, who is making it possible for him to check into the new world, to see how this transformation is going on into his own life, to cut away other brutalities and to clearly see clearly that, it is what he wants in life. Very, very transparent energies, guys. Very transparent energies with regards to his end of his fear psychosis, and bringing closer to the perception of his own commitment of what he wants in life at this point in time. Very stern about his own decision to move forward into the world, because he doesn't have any fear at this moment. He's closing the doors to his fears in order to bring back his own commitment to his Ace of Cups, his wish fulfillment, his love, his new beginning that he wants. And what he is doing is he's slowly but surely closing the door to the devil in order to bring back the Emperor in the reverse that he has, but bringing back his power to combat the devil's energy, to release himself from even the slightest trace of fear psychosis or toxicity or negativity or narcissist attitude. He's trying to put an end. He's going to be putting an end, because now he's got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords in the higher area, which is helping him to move forward in his own mission in life, guys, without the fear psychosis. And whatever traces of the toxicity, the abusiveness, the narcissist attitude that he was holding, his perception is changing completely, because now he wants to get rid of that, to bring back his own power into his own kingdom, his own structure with the help of the King of Swords, in order to begin this journey, move towards it with the Page of Wands, to open the new chapter, to open the new door to this commitment in this twin flame connection, people. And look how the reading starts, guys, okay? And therefore, dreams coming true in the reverse. This is a heart energy, guys, okay? He's bringing his dreams closer to reality with his own perception, people. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, okay? The high vibrational energy that he's getting into, because he's slowly walking back into the power of his own commitment towards this twin flame connection, which at this moment he has realized that he has to move towards it mutually. Nobody wins, nobody loses. The Five of Swords, because he has realized that all this has happened, guys, is because he had done the mistake. He had driven people away from his zone. He had driven you away, Divine Feminine, from this beautiful twin flame connection. Okay? And therefore, he wants to now be victorious with regards to this mission in his life, without any loss or win situation, but walking mutually, progressively forward with his own perception of his own reality, to bring back the Ace of Cups. Again, the Ace of Cups. His wish fulfillment, his love, his new beginning, for which he will have to end certain things in his life, death in the reverse, and begin this process, transformation, death and rebirth, guys. Okay? So therefore, he will have to end that Five of Swords energy, nobody wins, nobody loses, completes that story to move forward in the right direction. The Eight of Wands in order to take the leap of faith. The Fool card in here, guys, in the reverse. Okay, so this is all in the waiting period. At this point, it's all coming together, but at this moment, he is getting a clear perception of his own commitment, of the commitment of this twin flame connection, of the commitment that he now has to serve with you, Divine Feminine. Now, because of this, guys, he also wants to strengthen the bond of this connection. He wants to bring this bond closer. He's coming close to that bond of this twin flame connection, people. He's making things happen. Okay? He has laid down that fight, the Five of Swords. He has a lingering disappointment with regards to what has happened in this connection. And he's very, very sorry about that. He feels very disheartened about the way that he has behaved with you, Divine Feminine. And he doesn't want that anymore, because now he wants to build back the bond, guys. He wants to take this twin flame into a different level of commitment altogether to finish the old cycle, the Ten of Swords. To heal from that bad stuff that went on in this connection, to close that complete connection, the past bad chapter of this connection, guys, in order to wake up his own destiny, karma, judgment. Okay, because now he has realized that this bond is his destiny. This bond is his wheel of fortune. This bond is his truth. The bond of this twin flame connection that is waking up, and he's not anxious about it anymore, the Nine of Swords in the reverse, because his perception to this connection has gradually changing, or is gradually changing, or is going to be changing totally by the 15th, and he knows that, and you know that, Divine Feminine. So therefore he's not anxious about this anymore, but at the same point in time, he's holding on. And what is he holding on to? His own leader, shining leader of confidence, the King of Pentacles, where he now wants to be in that frame, in that position, in that power of his own kingdom, where he can nurture this connection in the right way, with his resources, with his strength, with his understanding, with his ability. He's clinging on to that. He's clinging on to that because he wants to bring in complete change in his own destiny, in the destiny of this twin flame connection, guys. Okay, he wants to become that powerful. He wants to nourish, not only take care of this connection, but he wants to nourish this bond with his own confidence and with his own leadership quality, guys, where he can take care of you people, Divine Feminine, in the right possible way. Okay, and now because of this, he's letting go of his control in this connection. He's not controlling this connection anymore, and that's where he's bringing back his own power, getting out of the devil's energy to come back into the place where he will be able to rule his own kingdom, but not in a difficult way, not in that abusive way, not in that narcissist way anymore. He's letting go of that. He's freeing himself from that controlled energy that he once had in this twin flame connection, because now he's getting rid of that smoke screen of his own confused emotions in life, the Seven of Cups. Okay, in the reverse. He's letting that go. He's letting that confusion go. And because he's letting that confusion go, he's letting that control go over the confused emotion, people. Because now, with the Hanged Man here in the reverse, he's looking at the situation from a different perspective altogether. From a complete different angle to understand what he now needs to do in order to get into the zone of his own commitment in this twin flame connection. What he now needs to sacrifice, what he has to sacrifice, what probably he might have sacrificed, what he is going ahead with, he knows the entire story, people. And because of this, he's also looking at his own self, the Four of Cups. You know, what he had done with this connection. How he had made this twin flame suffer. Because he himself had not been able to get a hold of his own emotions in the right way. So he kind of is looking at himself, people, to see the change. You know, that what he had done was to stick on to a bad energy of his discontentment and his own emotional loss, apathy. Okay, where he had remained so tragically shut off from his own connection that he had not been able to do anything in this twin flame, which is what he's ending the tower completely. He's letting go of that bad emotions, people. He's releasing control of that apathy, of that discontentment, of that grief, of that sorrow, of having remained disconnected with his emotions in the twin flame connection with you, Divine Feminine. He is letting that go. It's a tower. It's a moment of tower to that bad story in here. Not to juggle anymore with that, and now to move forward with the Page of Pentacles. The offer that he now is coming forward with regards to his own emotions and his own perception, his own reality of this commitment, people. He is not going to be juggled. He has got a complete hold of this story. He's releasing that bad energy and moving forward to start the new harvest in his life. Not juggling with that, but trying to build back the teamwork of the Three of Pentacles, and for which he now knows that he finished, or he has to finish off, or he is finishing off with that bad, discontented energy of his emotions in his life. And he's doing all this, you know why? Because he's finding back his own balance in life, guys. He's coming to terms with his own balance in life with regards to his own perception, because he has gone through hell like you, Divine Feminine. You know, and he is now riding over that part of his self, going high over that in order to come to terms with his own balanced situation in life. Okay, so therefore, look at the story in here, guys. I mean, this is absolutely fabulous, people. You know, it's a complete story by itself, people. So with everything that I have told you, he's coming to terms with starting the new harvest, finding back balance with his own. Because today he has realized if he wants love, if he wants friendship, if he wants happiness, he will have to give that to himself and to the twin flame connection. Because the Queen of Swords is provoking him, stalking him, pushing him, doing everything possible to get out of the bad area and to come back with his strength in order to honor this commitment, people. And because of this, guys, when he's giving up control, he's being able to observe this connection in a much better way. He's being able, because without his control energy, with his controlled energy, he was being only able to observe what he wanted to observe. But the moment he gives up control, his mind opens up, his heart opens up, his spirit, his soul opens up, where he is able to now come to terms with his own observation. Because he has realized that what he needs is balance. And the moment he has discovered that truth, he has given up control. He wants to strengthen the bonds, bringing his dreams and decisions, dreams coming true, bringing his dreams in order to walk out of the fear psychosis which was tying him down. Now that he is able to do this in the right way, He's being able to observe this from different angles, from different perspectives, being able to see the truth of what was actually happening here in this connection. Was he himself was responsible for holding on to the devil. That is what he gets completely. He's getting that story. He now has to let go of the devil energy. He can see himself, what he had done before, which is what he is now bringing back a balance with in his life. Okay, he's getting out of that devil energy in order to honor this commitment, in order to honor his own self, in order to be the person that he has to be truly. He's bringing back that balance in his life, which is, of course, the Nine of Swords. It's kind of giving him trouble because there is a lot of change and transformation with that devil's energy out of him. Bringing back balance into his life is definitely giving him a little bit of jitters, but he's moving out of that to into the Eight of Wands energy. He's fleeing from that bad energy into the good energy of the Eight of Wands to get back into his wisdom, the Four of Cups in the reverse, learning to understand things that now is the time to move out of that spiritual poverty in order to make that sudden change in his life towards this commitment of his twin flame connection with his divine feminine, guys. Okay? And also because of all this, people, he's able to shine within himself because he's getting the story right. He's getting the points right. He's getting to know things right. He's able to bring back that shine within himself. To wake up a little bit slowly, judgment in the reverse. To wake up and discover his own truth. Okay, getting to change his karma. Getting away from the bad zone. Coming to terms with his own realization that at this moment he has to be the Knight of Swords. He has to move forward in order to clear his mental space, move away from the bad emotional part of the story in order to be victorious, the Six of Wands. In order to be victorious in this twin flame connection. And who shows up in here is the Ace of Wands. The new beginning, the new inspiration, the new drive, the new passion, the new thing, the new beginning that is going to move him out and move the twin flame connection out of that spiritual poverty and end that story, the Tower in the reverse, end that story of being spiritually poor in this connection forever. Forever, guys. And because of this, what he was refusing to see before, he is no longer refusing to see his own perceptions anymore. He's opening his eyes. He's not blindfolded anymore, guys. The Two of Swords energy in the reverse. He has stopped being blindfolded because he's coming to terms with his own vision and perceptions of this commitment, of this twin flame connection, to know that he can look for approaches, getting out of that old traditions, belief, understanding, morals, ethics, that tightness that he is now giving up, refusing to see that there are other approaches to this connection that is a possibility. The new road to this connection that is a possibility. He doesn't have to stick to the old confirmed ideas of his own faith and belief, but he can look for directions. He's being rebellious in knowing that now he has to look for directions, and for which he is juggling a little bit, guys, trying to find out the right approach towards the new path, towards this new situation that he is attracting back into his life. Getting out of that fear and insecurity, the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Getting out of a place where somebody was dominating his security, where he was being codependent on somebody or some situation. Getting out of that to look for new roads, new approaches, getting out of that old traditions. He's juggling a little bit to know which ship he has to board into. Because there are two ships right now in his harbor, and he has to move into the right ship. Out of that fear and insecurity, the codependency that was halting his progress in order to bring the sun out into his life, the sun card in the reverse, which in turn will enable him to open that world, to close the old chapter of his life and move past the old chapter into the new chapter with an apology or a commitment or a love note of commitment in this journey, people. Okay, so therefore, what he had refused to believe in before, or what he had not seen before could have happened, is what he is bringing close to his perception of reality in this connection, people. And because of this, guys, he's able to nurture himself. He's nurturing his connection. He's nurturing his commitment. He's nurturing this movement. He's nurturing himself in this connection. Because he's getting back his strength, guys. That strength in the higher self area is slowly coming back into himself, which he is now able to nurture and take care in the right way to get rid of the obstacles and the delays that had been halting his movement in this twin flame connection towards his love story, the Two of Cups in the reverse, where he now wants to tie his commitment, his hand with you, Divine Feminine, which is what he's waiting to build back the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, to get that idea, to move in the right direction, to make his choices, to know his options, the Lovers in the reverse, of moving into the Nine of Pentacles, where he himself, guys, feels established, confident, not chaotic, but overly confident with his own resources, with his own supplies, with his own happiness, with his own fulfillment. That is the choice that he is moving into with regards to that nurture of his own spirit, soul, body, and mind, guys. Wow. And again, because of this, there is a clarity of belief in his zone that he is coming closer to. He knows he is able to do this. He can bring this. He can move this. He can make this happen. That clarity of belief, that clarity of trust of himself is what he is coming and moving closer to. With regards to him being the King of Pentacles here, the King of Pentacles here, where he can have everything under his control in this twin flame connection, where if you guys, Divine Feminine, y'all want, he can provide. He can give you. He has adequate resources in his own kingdom to supply you and to supply the twin flame connection with all the material, spiritual goodness of his own self, people. And because of this King of Pentacles, guys, he knows once he gets this, once he can get a hold of this story, He will be able to communicate that with you. He will be able to move forward, and he wants to move forward in becoming the King of Pentacles. Take action on this, guys. Talk about it, taking action on this connection, because today he has come to terms with his own self-realization, the clarity of belief, with the Five of Cups, how sad and grievous he had once been, when he had been sitting over the three fallen cups, not being able to look at the two cups which was holding, right here, which had been here, but he had failed to see because he had been too focused on the three dented cups, guys. That's all the clarity of belief that's coming into his zone, which he now wants to leave behind, the Six of Cups in the reverse. He doesn't want that sadness anymore. He doesn't want the grief anymore. And what he now wants to do is to move slowly into balancing back his own life with the Chariot card in here. And the Eight of Wands in the reverse, which is a slow movement towards balancing back his own life in the right direction, people. Okay, pulling the Chariot in the right way, taking a control of his own commitment towards his own happiness. That's a clarity of belief. That's all walking back into his life, when he will have to pull the Chariot a little bit slowly once he gets hold of his own self energy in the right way. And because of all this, people, because of all this traveling that he's doing, he's able to bring back the love. Love is coming back in this twin flame connection, guys. That love you people have been waiting for, the Six of Cups happiness, the bliss, the fulfillment, the joy, the abundance, the prosperity, the childlike innocence, the fun, that story about this twin flame connection, the Three of Cups, okay, the joy, the celebration, the team spirit of moving together, of enjoying party time, guys, having fun, social circles coming together, friends coming together, celebrations happening, getting together over a cup of coffee maybe, doesn't matter, or a glass of wine, but coming together because he now wants to drag back the Two of Cups energy. That love that he now knows will come back once he is able to get back the team spirit of the joy and celebration in this twin flame connection, to open the new chapter, to open the new world, to close the old chapter where love had fallen apart. He wants to close that old chapter, to open the door to his new world, to pick up the duty and responsibility of his own self. The Page of Pentacles, guys, okay, in the reverse, which he hadn't been able to do before. Look at him. Which he hadn't been able to do before. When he hadn't been able to move. When he hadn't been able to move. The Page of Pentacles. He's closing, now look at it. He's closing the old chapter, guys, where the love had fallen, the love had drained. He's bringing back a new chapter, where the old world has been closed off, no more. Okay, where the old Page of Pentacles, where he hadn't been able to take responsibility or be the Knight of Pentacles or be serviceable to this love. He is closing that old door in order to bring back that strength in this connection with his joy celebration, with the Six of Cups, the Three of Cups, which is together the Nine of Cups, the high vibrational energy in his own love kingdom, people. In his own love kingdom, okay? And because of this, guys, because of this, he is awaiting the result now. He knows it's all coming to him. That's what Lilith is doing, okay? It's all coming. You will be able to receive that frequency from the vocal cords of the giraffe. Very slow frequency of his movement. Very subtle frequency of his movement, Divine Feminine, towards this commitment with his perception that's bringing him closer to the result that he's now waiting for in his life with regards to this story in here, where he's, where the old sorrow, the grief, the pain, the broken heart was a part of this, where from which he's moving into preparation and planning into this journey, the Two of Wands. Okay, he's moving into the preparation and planning of the Two of Wands, which now at this moment he's holding it very close to himself. He's being very possessive, guys, about this new movement. Out of that Three of Swords energy and preparing and planning for a better future. For a better future, where he's also guarding his heart because he's healing it at the same point in time from the Three of Swords energy for the result that he is awaiting, that is going to heal him and enable him to move away into the calm waters, the Six of Swords, to get out of that bad story, people, to heal that and move into the calm water where he knows he will be once he is able to do that, he will be able to get back his wisdom and strength from the fourth cup that is waiting for him. So he is awaiting result with all this story in here at this moment. But by the 15th, guys, this is all going to happen from the 1st to the 15th. But by the 15th, people, he's coming to a place of daydreams and decisions, okay? Where he's planning now. He's dreaming, he's making the decisions, he's taking decisions on this commitment. He's getting into that self-awakening stage, which is where he again is building back what he was nurturing is the Nine of Pentacles. The comfort zone, his own comfort, his own luxury, his own independence, his own story, where material comfort, security is all within and around him, people. Where he doesn't have to depend on you, Divine Feminine, or on anybody in this world to provide him with what he needs in his life, which is where the Magician is coming in to help him with the dreams and decisions. Because the Magician is bringing back that story into his life by the 15th, where he will have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups within himself to provide him with the Nine of Pentacles, guys. Where he will get back everything in the right way, because today he's being able to have the Knight of Swords energy, the movement towards clearing his own emotional ideas that was holding his story back, forgetting about that bad emotions, clearing it away, to bring back the closed door of the Ten of Pentacles, to reopen it without the bad emotions, to begin the chapter of his life, which had troubled him with the Three of Swords, where he had to close the door, or the door had to be closed on him. And now he wants to reopen the door in the right possible way, people. Moving out of that old shut door of the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, where everything had gone wrong at one point in time. He's moving away from that, people, with the help of the Knight of Swords in order to bring back the Three of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. The new joy, the new celebration, the new life, the new beginning, the new commitment that is moving back into this twin flame connection, guys. And in the heart of this reading, people, is confront. He's confronting his own story. He's confronting his own perception. He's confronting his own visions. He's confronting his own demons. He's confronting his own fears. He's confronting his own story in totality. What he had done, what had happened, what went right, what went wrong, how things changed for him, because today he is on the verge of finishing off that old story with the Ten of Swords. End of that chapter, people. He's confronting his own story in the right way, where he had been holding on to the Ten of Swords with the devil's energy. He had been controlling that grief. He had been controlling that sorrow. He was setting fire. He was setting the twin flame connection on fire because he was in so much of pain and grief that he had not been able to pay attention to this beautiful story of love, which is what he's confronting with his own perceptions and with the Queen of Swords energy. Letting him know that it's time to start preparation and planning from whatever bad had gone about in the wrong way, the bad planning. To move away from the Two of Wands in the reverse, he knows that he had not been able to do the right planning, and because of that, the doors had shut on him, guys. He is confronting his own demons, which is at this moment, he's holding it very close to himself, the Four of Coins, the own truth about the story in himself. He won't tell you, guys. He won't tell you, but he knows it all. And he is telling it to himself, what he had done and what had happened and what went wrong in this connection was only because he had been holding on to a dried cup of emotions filled with rivalry, chaos, and competition in himself. To be like you, Divine Feminine. Okay? And because of that, he had completely overturned this connection in a different way. And today he's confronting that same story. He's confronting the truth about this connection in himself, people. Right in the heart. Okay? He's letting you guys know, Divine Feminine. He won't tell you, but I'm telling you. Okay? He knows it, that because of him, because of the Ten of Swords, because of that, he had been the devil, controlling this energy so hard that he had made all the bad plannings towards this connection, which he now knows completely, secretively. He is holding that because of him, he had dried up the Ace of Cups because he was too busy fighting that internal and external battle with his own ideas and own emotions in the wrong way, people. Okay, and now because of all this, the last deck I've used as the deck I've called the finale. Okay, what the story is coming to life now is the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Look at this. Emotions on the run, emotions on the flow, Ten of Cups. Wow. And the Ace of Swords, people. And the Ace of Swords. The truth about his own emotions in this twin flame connection that previously had halted him because he had halted the connection, guys, with his own mental sabotage. Okay, he had not been able to move away from that Eight of Swords, which had not allowed him to move out of that bad zone into the Two of Cups, into that love, into that beautiful story where now he knows as the High Priestess that this is where his love actually lies, which is going to change his destiny forever the moment he starts to prepare and plan with regards to his own emotions in the right direction that he is right now doing from the 1st to the 15th of November 2019, ladies. So this is what I have for you guys at this point in time, and we will do a recheck again on the 15th to know where the Divine Masculine has now moved from his commitment. Maybe I would see something else, maybe action, maybe something that will definitely be a very good starting point going towards the month of December, people. So that's all for today. Thank you. Goodbye. God bless. Khuda Hafiz. Namaste. And see you soon once again.